All right, family, peace and blessings. Welcome to Sunday Sitting with
Hey, what's going
Sisters.
on?
Hey, sis, how you? Happy belated
Hey, what's going on,
birthday.
everybody? Thank you, player. Thank you, thank you,
How was your
thank you,
birthday?
thank you. It was absolutely excellent. I hung out with family from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. So it was absolutely amazing. Everything that I wanted it to be, very laid back and chill with people I love. So it was awesome.
That's what's up. That's what's
Even
up.
today, hung out and did some family stuff. So it was cool. Really, really cool. A lot of good to me, a good birthday is when you laugh. I have laughed so much in the last 2 days, like it's unbelievable, y'all. Seriously. Like some gut busting from breakfast on down to today bowling. Laughed our ass off all day yesterday and all day today. So it was good. How
That's
about
what's
you, baby?
up.
How was your
That's what's
weekend or your
It
week?
was great, hanging out with my sister for her birthday, which was really good. And just, we I had a good time. But it was very interesting as it was very good. My sister went with me to a meeting, and it's always nice when your sister can go with you somewhere, because even though we grew up in the same household, some things we see exactly the same, and some things, I don't see that you get to see, and you help me to be. I'd be like, damn, I didn't even pick that up. So it's beautiful to have a sibling that does that with you. So
Yeah, well,
and
and thank you for
um,
letting me tag along because that was a very I didn't even know that group of women existed. I didn't know about the organization. Um so it was really good to be around older black women and they were all very welcoming. How you doing? Hey, I mean it didn't nobody walk by you and not greet you or say hi, introduce themselves. They gave you nice scarves with different prints on them when we left, which were right. I had some like ladies with little afros and stuff. I think you had ladies with the head wraps. It was a good mix, a good very from this fool here though, y'all. Y'all know how she is when she got up and spoke. I mean, y'all know was there, so she know. But this, like, she was just being raw, and this shit was hilarious. I cracked up laughing. I
well,
cracked up laughing.
Khadijah, I feel like, and if y'all out there, y'all chime in, all right. But I sometimes think that a lot of people, we don't remember too much about the past. And so that's one of the reasons why we're in the place that we're in. Earlier today, I had
Hmm.
gotten news that an elder had passed away that I really love and have a lot of respect for. And this woman was an actress in the 70s, and she played opposite Muhammad Ali, and just really loved this
Mm.
queen. And I found out that she passed away, and I was a bit crushed. And then I got a call from another elder friend of mine that I love. And she said something that made so much sense even to me. She said, it's like we're living in a time where uh, you don't feel like you're in the same time and space as most people. It's like people have forgotten
Mm.
about history. But I also think, Khadijah, most people in the time where Black people were fighting for their rights, a lot of us was not
Hmm.
fighting. And I think these are a lot of the
Very
descendants of
true.
people we see right now. That's why they're so clueless.
I
They're
agree.
so very,
I agree.
and so we talked about that today because sometimes I do feel like that I'm in this kind of like on a planet like did I just drop down there? It kind of felt like that. You know what I'm saying? It comes
Like you
sometimes
in
it
an
do feel
alternate
like
universe or something.
yes, yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
I don't know if anybody else is feeling like that, but I am. I feel like
Absolutely.
that a lot. When we have excuses for like why we can't be accountable to ourselves, that feels like an alternate universe. I don't come from the tradition where we get to say, well, no, you know what I mean? Black folks are not responsible for our own bad behaviors. I didn't come up in traditions like that. We were always
Hmm.
responsible for the shit we did. That's the kind of mama we had.
That part.
She ain't let
That
us pass
part.
some stuff we did bad to somebody else. She didn't let us blame my friends. Shouldn't have been hanging with them. Like my mother was one
Yeah.
of those people, and I
Yeah.
think that's one of the reasons, Khadijah. Even though we try to be a part of movements growing up, it didn't feel right to me blaming the white man for shit that I did personally myself. So
Yeah.
it was sometimes hard to be with people from certain black movements because I don't have time for that shit. It's either we gonna fix it, get it right, but I don't even know this damn man like that. I don't even know white people like that.
Yeah.
My
And
mom
that's
didn't play.
because we didn't come from a foundation where you were able to put your lack of even if you didn't know or your misbehavior, that couldn't go on anybody but your own because you got your own mind to make your own decisions. And when you talk about nowadays feeling like you're in an alternate universe and all that, I've actually felt that way within my own family with people I was raised in the same home with and people that I've been with my whole life. I felt like when I finally was able to accept situations for what they were, I felt like I came out of the matrix. I felt like I was no longer a part in something that was just foreign to me because even you could feel different even within your own family. Share the same DNA, raised in the same home, and you could be around people and still feel like an oddball or feel different. You know what I mean? And so I always make a joke and I'll be saying, I'm out the matrix because there are some things that just growing up was instinct and it was ritual. Not gonna say culture. It was ritual for us to take care of the next person next to your family member. It was a ritual to bond and break bread with your family. It was ritual to sit and to support people in their endeavors, good, wrong, or that was just a ritual for Black people. And some all rituals aren't good. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely can relate to feeling like you are in the matrix or you're living amongst people that you feel like you're a foreigner. Sometimes you feel like you're in a foreign land and
Mhm.
you're right here. So I definitely get that.
Yeah, yeah. I totally get that too, Khadijah. I'm sorry, I was looking down. I totally get that too. I just know, oh, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but I guess I really, really reflect back to the time where I really wasn't with my family. See, one of the things I recognize
Hmm.
about myself, there was a time for Rolanda where I moved to New Jersey. And then I think from there, I've kind of
Hmm.
always been out on my own. I worked heavily at my job,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And it allowed me to do some other things. And I don't
Hmm.
necessarily think that I was expecting anything from anybody because I think I've always been this strong will. But I also feel like I kind of bought into the system because being a child in the 70s and watching how Black people did it and then working with the Black woman and she exposing me to other Black women who were doers. And then it was kind of like when the nonprofit world started to ramp up and people stopped selling drugs and started nonprofits, then that's for
Hmm.
me. Because my family, they wasn't necessarily, I wasn't necessarily attached to them like that, if I had to be honest. I kind of was like out on
Hmm.
my own and I was making, I
Hmm.
have a lot of extended family and friends. And so for me, it was like something shifted in that. Like people went from
Hmm.
being self-sufficient, do for self, and then they be kind of came like they had no accountability. And I come from the people who have accountability. So I don't be understanding in the
Hmm.
outside world why we have ex drug dealers running nonprofits. Why do we have people who are ex pimps making decisions for our community? Like if they are part of my community, they're not a part of my community. So it's like
That
right
part.
now in the so-called Black world, we love you if you fucked up, but we don't love you if you do the right thing. We celebrate kids who are bad as shit, but don't celebrate the kids who do the right thing. Like it seems like right
Hmm.
now in this world, in the Black world, because I don't see that in other worlds, in the Black world, it seems like we do that a lot. And so that's the alien part for me. Like I remember being around people who I didn't necessarily grow up with. We met each other at a meeting or we listen to the same conversation, we at the same conference, and then we can get together and move. Now everybody's shit is restored to justice. When I hear that word, I cringe because that's kind of like lazy
Mm.
talk. Restore what, motherfuckers? Restore what?
Yeah.
Most of y'all won't even apologize for the shit you did. I've never met an ex-drug
Hmm.
dealer who apologized to anybody in the Black community. They sold crack to their mama and grandmama and they ended up in foster care.
Hmm.
I never seen one drug dealer say, you know what, thought I was doing something, I apologize. I haven't seen one drug dealer do that in all my life.
That
Not
part.
one.
That part.
But they're
I
running
get it,
nonprofits.
and I agree with you.
That fucks
I
me up.
get
So I
it.
don't really, I'm not one. I can't really. It's hard for me to do restorative justice because I think these are words that people use so that they don't have to be responsible for the shit they participated in or the systems they created to oppress the people. Or
Hmm.
because you want to have nice tennis shoes and a gold watch and a chain that you so cracked that tore your community. You are just as responsible for that shit as the people who flew the drugs in here. You
That
was in
part.
line because all of us was there. We didn't sell crack and shit to people. We were hungry
Hmm.
too, but we just had enough morals not to do no shit like that. And it's not about being so strong-willed. I think it has something to do with you not having any fucking moral character. That's just me.
I
And so
think it's
that's
a
why
little bit of
communities
both.
look like that.
Yeah,
Got no fucking moral
I think
character.
it's a little bit of
It's
both, but I think
Yolanda.
the moral character outweigh right and wrong. Because if some shit right or wrong, morally you just won't do it, no matter how easy it may come to you.
Yeah,
So I think the
I
moral
agree.
thing is way higher because but
Yeah.
if you was, but I know people that have high morals that will do shit that's still not right just to a certain extent. They know how far to go with it. You know what I mean? It's like people that go to church and talk about uh smoking crack is a sin and cheating on your wife is a sin and but people in churches marry out have children out of wedlock. You know what I mean? So I think the moral fiber has always been there, but for some people the morality rate it was the morals and integrity was higher than the need for money and uh, self gain because the drug dealing was all about self gain. Nobody sold. They didn't. Nobody had a plan to sell drugs. We're gonna sell drugs for this many years, and then only to these people that's not us, because other people only sell to niggas. See, Italians don't go and sell to Italians. Asians
Mm,
they go to certain particular. There's nobody saying we're gonna go sell outside of our community and then come back and build up our community, and then we're gonna stop and we're gonna get legit business. I mean, people have plans. Drug dealing in the black community wasn't an individual gain. It wasn't something that people was doing for a come up. It was an individual gain. You know what I mean? And so
I
that's
get
just my
that.
opinion, my
Well,
thoughts.
you know what,
And
Khadijah? I
I
agree
think the
with that.
morality piece way outweighed right from wrong. Because most people that sold dopes, they had parents who taught them right from wrong. You had morals, but that quick dollar, that easy fix, that quick money made all the morals like fuck that shit. I need to get some money in my pocket. That's why you said we all were starving, but we were willing. People were willing to work to
Well,
get what they needed to eat. Some people said, "I'm just gonna do what I gotta do and fuck everybody else," and that means selling dope to people you knew had children,
mm,
selling dope to people's grandparents, selling dope to your own
no.
parents. People sit up and
Mm,
smoke dope with their aunts and uncles. Like we just morality for black people has just went out the window. And that's when we go back to feeling different. You know, I was one that really tried to do things that I saw my mom do. I started Sunday dinner at everybody's houses. I tried to do family, so I tried to keep family together. But the more I try to keep it together, and people are exposed to different things, people' idea of fun wasn't is not family shit anymore. I don't want to come to family. Their idea of fun was stuff that was not morally in line with
I
me,
get that.
nor with people I wanted to be around. Because I really wanted to be around people that look like me, even if it's extended family. I didn't want to go act like I was Mexican because my friend was Mexican. I don't want to start acting like I'm
Mm,
cowboy boots and cowboy hats. I don't. Just because I have a white friend on me, I'm not gonna season my meat and I'm gonna listen to rock music and I'm gonna do them. I wanted to be around my own people. So as the family grew,
real
people
talk.
wanted to assimilate and imitate other people. I wanted to be around my people. So that's when I was saying it just feels it's just
I get
it's a
that.
different culture where we don't even want to be ourselves. We don't even want to because we black people we have black people that like rock music. We have black people that speak other languages. We have everything we're looking for. We already have in our community. But because black people don't want to be black, any friend that they get, it could be a Filipino, it could be a Mexican, be a white person. It could be they start acting like them people and they all still in our flavor. They got the white
Mm,
boys got fades and shit. Black Chinese girls got cornrows. You know what I'm saying? They're still in our favor, but here we are trying to imitate them. And that's when I said this feels weird. Black pride was
I
black
get that.
pride. If you was light skinned and whatever, you black pride was black pride. Now we do not have any pride in being black. That's like you were saying in that meeting. It was not for
Mm,
you're a black woman. You're not Negro. You're not color. You're not of color. You're a black woman. Black people do not want to be known as black people. That's why we act like we mix with everything. Hey, Tiffany. Timponi, I think is how she said. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But good evening. So that's just my spill on it. I think that and you have to have some type of disconnect from your people to sell something that's going to kill them. You have to
yeah.
have some type of disconnect. There's no way you can sell to somebody and you have a connection with them and you know it's going to destroy their life. It's this a disconnect that you can sell to something that you know will drastically change someone's life forever. You cold piece of work for that. Oh
You know
shit.
what? We're gonna jump to this, but hold on before we get there before because I think the people who created this is not connected to black people. I also think part
At
of what
all.
you're talking about, we like to call it self-hatred, but I don't think these people think they are a part of black people. I think that's a big
That's
mistake we make. And I'm learning that myself, that to me, all black people are not with me. And I don't count them
no.
off. So you hear me say the culture that I'm from, the tradition that I'm from, that's me speaking for a group, not everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm to the point now, I'm not including every black person. But the reason why I
Mm-hmm.
picked this up, I grew up on Good Times, and to me, Good Times was a good show. No, we didn't live in the
Mm-hmm.
projects, but what Good Times has is that they have morals. That's what the fuck they had in the
Absolutely.
project. Because a lot of good moral people did live in the projects because most of them came up from the South. If you ever watch an episode of Good Times when James and Florida talked about how they met each other and they were from down south, but they decided to come up to Chicago. But because
Hmm.
most people don't know history, they don't even know why we ended
Hmm.
up in these places. So when I see this new Good Times, I'm like, these are some non-Negro, these are some black people who are
They're
Negro,
non-connected.
probably colored, but they are not black people.
They are Negro
They
adjacent.
just,
And to back
yeah,
this, the art of war is to dehumanize people. Absolutely. And to back you up on this with a working father, absolutely. And for me, Good Times was in the ghetto. Damn, damn, damn. Good Times was in the ghetto, but their house was clean. You never walked in and their house was
never,
disgusting. To me, the
never.
Good Times, and I haven't even watched the episode yet. I probably will not, but I'll just be watching the reviews and little clips. They have roaches in there while they in the shower. It's a stereotypical project living, and they wasn't like the typical project family. They had a son that wanted to be an artist. They had a daughter that wanted to be a dancer and an actress. They had children that had dreams and
They're smart.
aspirations. They wasn't all sitting around no
Yeah,
welfare. James was always trying to find the next job or the next hookup to get them going. Florida,
he was struggling with his
a
family.
typical it was not a typical project family where there's rats, roaches and rats running around. It's different fathers in the house, different children fathers, dirty, talking all stupid and stuff. They spoke very well, and so I know
Yes, it
Steph
did.
Curry, I believe, is one of the
They had a
people of this,
radical, they had a radical son. They had a radical son.
they had a radical, yeah,
Mike.
yeah, he painted a black Jesus, a radical son too. Always fight the.
Mhm.
They was always trying to find something to better their lives. They wasn't just content with project living. You know what I mean? And so this depiction right here, and the sadder part about it, my son watches. He know what Good Times is, but there's a generation that will now base their idea of Good Times on this bullshit, and it's horrible. It is
Who produced this?
absolutely
Who
horrible.
produced this? A non-nigga,
I
wasn't
know
it? It was a
Steph Curry.
non-nigga,
I know
wasn't it?
Wanda. Uh-huh. I believe Steph Curry's one of them. I know
There
Wanda
you
Sykes is
go.
one of the voices on there, and
Non-niggas.
she like the female Wayne Brady. For the black the female because they don't have any connection to the black community in our culture.
Hmm.
They just black. They damn near Wayne Brady and Wanda Sykes are damn near in blackface right now. They're
Yeah.
like in blackface. There is, yeah. I believe that's Florida with the blonde hair. That's what I'm saying, Javon. I don't know what the hell this is. And then look at the baby. Now you ain't gonna have no out of control. One thing about the projects in that time, children had order. That's why they would come upstairs and tell your mama. The neighbors knew each other. You're gonna be running around here like a wild banjo with your hair cut off. Like I'm not watching the shit. I'm not. But I think this is horrible. Is that Bookman? No, that's James
No,
Evans.
that's James Evans. Now, look, we got to talk about this for a minute. You said Steph Curry. My homeboy gave me some information, and I'm gonna start using this shit because I'm really black. Like I'm not trying to be funny. Like I told the older people at the Negro lady thing, I'm really black. Okay, but I also think people who are what I'm calling BIPOC people, like Steph Curry, is a man of color. He's not really black. He didn't really grow up in black culture. He's a BIPOC. That just means people of color, family. And I think we got to pit niggas like now. If he did a Good Times based on his BIPOC self, would he have portrayed it like this?
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Hell no. Hey
Hey,
Tina.
Tina.
Yeah, hell
Yeah,
no.
so I seen
Mm-mm,
this
I
and I
don't
was
think
like,
so.
this could not be Good Times, but this is Good Times. This is the latest version. Our thing is create your own shit. Call it what do you call it? The ghetto
Call them
people right
these
now,
times. Shit.
huh?
Yeah, call them these times. Call them these times. Our times, not good times, because that's not what the hell this is. I thought the blonde was supposed to be Walona.
No,
No, that's the
no,
new Evans family.
that's the
From
new
my
Evans
understanding, I
family.
ain't watched it because I just
Yeah,
can't
this
get.
is the
I
new
can't get
Evans
with the
family.
foolery. I
I'm
cannot.
so
We all
confused. So are
confused.
we. Because I grew up, and see, here's my thing. There will be people criticizing Good Times. Let me find the original picture of Good Times. Because I got to make sure we understand this. 'Cause I think sometimes in our need to always prove the white people, we ain't this way and we this way. Really, this was probably one of the best families ever, to be very honest with you. I mean, look at James Evans. You ain't heard about him drugging women. Cosby Show was
That
perfect.
part.
Perfect in our eyes. This motherfucker was so anti-black. Love Bill Cosby, but this nigga was really anti-black on a bigger level. Even though he gave money to HBCUs and stuff like that, but underneath him, he was struggling with loving himself. Or even though he gave us really good things to think about and Black history lessons, but But I mean, this dude was doing some shit that
But
was
it was
very
also
questionable
a
that black
time when
folks
he would
don't talk
talk
about.
down on black people. It was the time he talked down on
Yeah,
black people so fucking horribly, and then here
he
come
can
to
jump
find
on
out
my.
he drugging people to get cootie cat. Like this nigga's crazy, but
Yeah,
I
you
just
know what I
Javon
mean.
said Florida
Okay.
ain't never had no blonde hair. Never. Never.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote this shit.
Never.
I just, I look. So let's look at this
That's
original
what my
Good
daddy
Time.
said
So
about
this is
Bill
not even
Cosby.
the original one. I got the wrong one.
Google.
Hold on,
Let's read
let
some
me
of
see
the
the
comments.
thing.
Google says
Okay, go ahead.
producers are Norman Lear, Steph Curry, and Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy?
Ain't Norman Lear dead? Ain't
Well, they
Norman
probably had
Lear
to
dead?
buy his rights. Yeah, but they had to
Yeah,
buy
he
his
didn't do
rights. He
that.
ain't really
Norman
put no
Lear is
shit in there.
dead, y'all. It must be his, you know. Oh yeah, that ain't Norman Lear.
I just hope everybody black from that time will just let their ratings go down and take the shit off the air. Because young people probably watch it, but that is not good times. It's absolutely horrible, and they need to
Let's
just
get.
go
I
on
got the
somewhere.
original Good Time photo.
His
They haven't let
production
me bring it
company.
up.
They're saying Norman's their production company, which is probably some of his kids that's trying to make a buck.
Yeah.
And they Steph Curry is Steph Curry, so people think he is the greatest thing since
Why
sliced
is
bread.
Steph Curry? Why
And
is he
so,
producing shit like this? When he not really even.
mm,
See, my thing is, will we be on Steph Curry like we get ready to be on Norman Lear's people?
Family Guy, that part. Javon said, "Well, there you have it. Family Guy is trash. Yeah, Family Guy is like horrible." And so yeah, the original
Yeah,
James
this
they
is
wanted him to
crazy.
play buffoon. I didn't see with your comment. You went off too fast.
Oh, stop, do it again.
The original James, they wanted him to be a buffoon, and he wasn't having it. I know he's pissed. Well, but the original one, Florida Evans, would refuse
That's
to be a
right.
single parent, and she refused to have a
That's
man that
right.
act like
That's
that.
the
She
original
said he
story.
had to be
Yeah.
a working man and a good father. She said she would not do the role.
Yep. I had to have a father
Yep,
for my children. We gotta.
yep.
Y'all can look it up on YouTube. I know it sounds better in the story, but no, it was the black woman pulling for the black man. Florida and James also school JJ not to always be such a silly ass dude.
Be a
I learned
be
that.
a coon.
Yeah,
Stop cooning.
yeah, that was them because they were
And
classy
step and
be
fetch it.
plain people.
Stop
Yeah,
acting like step and fetch it.
yeah. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
whole thing to this story. And one of the things, no matter if we thought James couldn't keep his job at the car wash, he struggled with his family. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
walk away, he didn't leave them. They killed him off the
He
show
didn't
because
go
he
create
wanted
a
a
new
front
family
row.
that was easier.
Right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. James was probably one of the better dads we had. Let's just be honest.
James,
Even though in
he
real
was a
life he was
present
married to a
dad.
white woman.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a present dad
Yeah,
that was there with his sticking it out with his family. That was trying to steer them morally to have integrity and to have morals and to have
yeah.
expectations. He didn't want. he didn't want his daughter just to marry anybody. He wanted them to be something because he knew he was struggling. Now, how many depictions of that do we have now? And I'm gonna tell you another show that I just don't like, y'all. And y'all people probably don't. I don't like the Miss Pat show. I
Who the
don't
fuck
like
is
the
that?
Miss Pat show. Miss Pat's a
Who's that?
comedian that has a show, and Tammy Roman plays her sister, and she used to be, I guess, a drug dealer back in the day, and she got on. She went to jail. It's buffoonery made to look pretty. I do not like the Miss Pat show. I think that does a disservice to us that every joke, because the crack era was really nothing to laugh at, and the way they always wrap up the crack era and wrap up drug crack smoking as a joke and putting shit wasn't funny. There are still people out here now that are motherless and fatherless because of crack. I'm just not a fan. It's too much. She's a stereotypical loud black woman who every time she says something she got to cuss or she got it's typical black exploitation television show in 2024. That's all the fuck it is. Tammy's the freeloading sister
Here's
who
my
can't
thing.
keep a
She got a
job.
husband?
It's just she got a husband on the show.
Wow. That's
That's
the
her
dude
husband
right here.
behind her. But he don't
Okay.
really have no, it's just y'all gotta watch it. This is my opinion.
I
I'm not a
haven't seen
fan
it.
of it.
You schooling me to something. I haven't seen it, so
Not a
I
fan
don't
of it.
really
I
know.
tried anything black. I try to watch and support, but I couldn't get through too many. It's typical buffoonery and jokes at our traumas. The shit we went through was not funny
Mm,
to me. I know you try to make light of things, but every episode to make jokes about drug dealing. You know how I was. I sold that shit. It's just even their stand up is about drug dealing. And it's been there, done that. We in 2024. Like this not. I don't
damn,
know. I'm used to shit like um educate. Like black shows that made you feel good. Like a different world going off to college. You know what I'm saying? I'll take Moesha back. It was a stepmom with a man with two kids.
Yeah,
They trying to work it out, and he owned the car lot. They had ownership. They had entrepreneurship. I'll take Moesha back. I'll take Moesha over the Parkers, where it got Nikki Parker chasing Professor Ogilvy and the big girl with fucking slides on like the Chinese lady do your nails, and they just every time she chasing Professor Ogilvy, never can get a man. Like that shit is played
your ass is
out.
crazy.
Is we have so many other depictions of people that we can base shows off of, and to keep showing
You know what?
our fucking trauma and trying to make that shit funny. It's not funny.
But you know what's crazy,
It's not
Khadijah?
funny.
For some black folks, I mean, I'm gonna start calling them the BIPOC black folks. The BIPOC people who we keep passing off as black folks, they love that shit because they think
Hmm.
that's their culture. A girl in class was saying that somebody was whitewashed because the girl reads really well, and I said, the shit you talking about, that's strip club culture. That ain't black culture. That's you in strip club culture. That ain't black
That's
because
deep.
somebody doing their homework.
That's
That
deep.
ain't black because she speaks properly. I mean, that ain't her being whitewashed. Like, where y'all
Whitewash.
get this shit from? Yeah,
And since
where
when?
you learn
And
this
since
from?
when was reading being whitewash? You bitches don't read. When is reading?
Yeah.
When did reading become? But I guess I was white as they come because I've been reading since I was 4, and I read books all the time. So I guess I'm whitewashed as hell. But that's just. And when you're talking about, okay, I am behind. I can't stand it. I mean, either Javon, I can't do the show. I just, I can't. Um,
Oh, okay. I'm
I
on it right
just,
now, Javon. I'm on it right now.
but also, what was I about to say? When you're talking
Oh
about the strip
wow.
club culture,
Now wait a minute. Hold on.
what?
Javon just texted me a picture where her grandmother out here. Where's your grandma at out here with Florida Evans, which is Esther Rolls? What did oh you
Oh,
if you can, Javon, tell us what
yeah,
did
Alicia,
Esther Rolls
I'm
do? I
right.
think I remember, but tell me. Because I feel like, see, that's the stuff we don't know, Javon. We should know, but
Alicia,
we don't know.
and Alicia, you're right. They kids don't read anymore. Because some people kids do not read anymore, especially Fillmore.
Fillmore.
She said Fillmore.
What
I'm
did
all
she do with
Fillmore.
your grandma when she
Uh,
was there at that event in Fillmore? That's what I was
send a
asking you.
picture to your
At an
send a picture
activist
to your
event.
messenger and put it up on the screen,
I'm trying to do it right now, Khadijah. Hold on. I'm trying to, that's what I was trying to do right
or
now.
send it to me and then I'll send it. I'll
I'll
send it to
send
your
it to you,
messenger.
Khadijah. I'll send it to you because
Oh,
I want people to
send it to
see
me.
that. Because this is also,
But
she comes
when you
from,
talk,
sorry, Khadijah.
go ahead. No, that's it. When you were talking about the strip culture,
Yeah.
sequester said I cannot with Miss Pat. Yeah, I'm telling you, Miss Pat is just it's taking us back years. Like, and it's just black politics, right? Okay,
And you know
so
what?
she was about
We
that
the
business.
times that we have had, the times that we'll get to Miss Pat and I'll let you go, Khadijah. The times that we had, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck, fat black women on TV. We had Nell Carter, even though she was a maid for white folks, it was still okay. I could live with that. There was
But
Thea.
she was
There was
also she was always dating. She always looked good. She just happened to be big. It
yep.
was, but she still had dignity. Men used to chase her. She didn't chase men. She said I was a baby and I met her. Oh, that's awesome. You send it
Yeah.
to me. Let me
And
go.
then
Hold on. Let me
also
see.
there was Thea. It was what's happening
Yeah.
now with Miss Thomas. Like, I mean, there were heavy
Yep.
set women, but this shit here, like, I haven't seen it, but just taking your word for it, I'm just like, I can't stand shit on the crack air because I think we joke about shit we should not. I have never
Yeah.
seen a comedy yet about the Holocaust. Never seen it. I don't think we'll ever see a
Yeah.
comedy about the Holocaust because that
Because the
shit was
shit ain't
deadly.
funny.
Yeah, it would never be funny. But we still making jokes about shit. And then get mad when black people have dignity about their shit. Like we supposed to be like, well, it ain't that bad. It ain't bad for you. For you, it's not that
Hmm.
bad. You don't get to speak for me. That's what you don't get to do.
Hmm.
Because I hate when we try to play that shit off like it wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. Because we'll say stuff like that, but we know this shit was bad. But I think there's a difference between
That part.
strip club culture and black culture. And I tell
That's
my
what I
kids
was.
that every day.
That's
Okay,
and that's what
put
I
me
was
in the
going to
back.
say when you said strip club culture. I watch a lot of um.
That's Javon's grandmother, by the way, with
Oh,
Esther Rolls.
Javon grandmother with
At an
Esther Rowe.
activist event in Fillmore. Yeah,
I
at an
love it.
activist event in
I
Fillmore.
love it.
See, what would people say about the black actors and actresses we have right now? Would they be at events like this? Not when it's famous, but when it's they're doing the right thing. Thank you for
Hmm.
sharing that with us, Javon.
Absolutely.
Because
Thank
I
you.
really, both of
But
them,
I watch a
both of
lot
them
of
are.
stuff on YouTube. on YouTube based around black femicide and stuff like that. And it's really sad, But what I was telling sharing with Ro, I said what I'm noticing the common connection to all of these women, and I'm talking about all over the country. It's not just in one particular neighborhood or one particular state or city. All of these women, when they're showing the videos of them when they were alive, they are twerking. They have on barely any clothes. They're on live cussing. It's just, and I'm not saying they deserve to be murdered, but it's a common connection to that strip club culture where people want to live inside of that culture, and it's costing them their lives because in that culture there's very to little, there's no morals. People ain't stripping to pay for law school anymore. People aren't just stripping, you know what I'm saying, to better their life. This is a way of life for them, and it's costing them their lives. And as I'm watching viral crimes, black girls unlost, twisted crimes, but against all these black girls being murdered by their partners and their boyfriends or their children's fathers or a guy that you don't want to talk to outside. They showing all their posts from their different social media accounts, and they all are doing the same thing. It's like a culture of people who morals have went by the wayside, and it's like the wild wild west between them and their partners. And it's
Mm.
sad. It's sad. The strip culture has really kind of invaded and it's become a normal culture for people, or people think it's a normal culture. And it is for some. It's just not normal for us. It ain't a culture. But some
Yeah,
people, that's they mama been supporting that culture since the 90s, y'all. We in the fucking 2000s. So that's 30 years of, plus of that type of culture with their family members. So to them, that shit is normal. That's why when you ask your girls certain questions, some of them who maybe still got a mama that was not in the streets and had them, they'll say everything that you be like, wait, hold on, baby, what you mean? They'll say shit like, I'll have kids, I don't want to be married. They've seen it, they've experienced it. They ready to just take their turn. But they said women have turned stripping into a career. Yeah, it's like it's not a come up or something to further to make you be able to sustain yourself in life. That's the culture. And then the aim is to get pregnant by a baller or a rapper or a drug dealer or somebody that can help support, the BBLs and get the lip injections and to be able to be naked clothes. Like it's crazy. We must be real men and protect our women. It must be black men who stop all men from violence against black women. I
I
agree.
agree with that.
I
I agree
think that
with
would be
that.
great.
But I feel like, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, Khadijah. I definitely think the imagery part of what we're seeing and how I feel
Ooh,
like we're degrading ourselves. But it seems like in some of these black communities, we don't see you unless you show up like that. I don't see, but we celebrate the
well,
opposite. I'm just saying
we
that
know
like
that
just
by
how,
the number of no, we know that by the number of programs that are geared for people who have those type of issues. There are programs
yeah,
that are specifically designed to only come in once you have become a fuck up, once you have become a statistic, once you have become a case number, once you have become the criminal number. That's when people want to come in and give you assistance. When you have a Section 8 number, when you have a welfare worker, that's when people want to come in and assist you. If you just are trying to live your life, go to school, go to work, or just stay out the way, there is nothing to assist you until you produce a defect. There's nothing
I
to
get that.
assist you, to guide you, to help you unless you have some type of defect, dependency, criminal record, homelessness.
Hmm.
They'll wait till you don't have
Hmm.
any doors, no roof over your head before any assistance, but they don't have anything to help before you get there. There's
I
no
get you.
assistance for
I
anybody.
get that.
You have to be
I
fucked
get
up
no.
to get help.
I agree with
And
you.
people are
That's so sad.
creating more and more nonprofits and programs for that very reason. It's like a hot commodity.
That
That's
are
like hitting the
ran by
lottery now
criminals.
for black people. I'm so
Yeah.
tired of black people. We was going to an event and the sister, I still don't know who she is. She was like, "Hey, Miss Rona," I don't know who she was. And she was like, "Yeah, I have a nonprofit now, helping to
No,
support black men when they come out of prison, but I'm battling my diabetes." And we look
black
like,
men.
the
She said
fuck is
black
you?
men and help black men when they get out of prison. That's
Black
what she
men. I
said.
just said
She was
black men come out
specific.
of prison. What I just
Oh,
said.
I'm
Black men come
sorry.
out
I'm
of
sorry,
prison
sissy.
and
I'm
she's
sorry.
battling her diabetes. And it's like, well, if you about to die from diabetes, why you worried about motherfucker come out of prison who just have 3 hots in the case and you about to die from diabetes? But helping criminals and the downtrodden per se, poverty pimps at its finest, Equestria. I done coined somebody here in Sacramento a poverty pimp, and it's always women that support this fool. He got a record that somebody sent to me because they know I don't care for this fool. I label him the poverty pimp, but he working with young people and fucking and children, and people know this nigga
Mhm.
used to be a pimp and a drug dealer, and now I know he had a domestic violence charge. But people still allowing this fool to stand up and represent people. Sit your ass down. Sit down, looking like a big ass ham hock with gravy on it. I'm just tired of this nigga. I'm so tired of him. And I'm tired of poverty pimps. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I can go all day.
No. So I'm saying, like, even with the woman twerking on the page and all that, and I feel you all that, but I also feel like that's what we reduce some women to. Because people, so it feel like in our community, we only see you when you do that. That's one. The second thing is the lack of respect for female women, girls, woman, that thing. But I'm not talking about other people. Is so damn. Like when I look at these murders, they shoot women in
It's
the face. They do a
non-existent.
lot of things that's up close and
It's
personal.
non-existent.
And I'm saying to myself, it feels like in the black community, there is no respect for females at all.
Well, it's not.
There's just no respect. Like it's so ridiculous. I'm like, this is crazy. And now I understand why people take their chances. Like the little sister who met the dude on Facebook and met him at Starbucks and went back to his house and he dismembered her ass.
And dropped her body out
I'm
throughout
saying
the city,
myself,
her body
you're
parts. Yes.
pretty, yes, beautiful chocolate sister. And I'm saying myself, what was going on with her that she would take her chance with this motherfucker? Now that's just
Well,
one.
it's
So we
and
look at
I
one
think the
white man
thing of it
killing a black
is,
woman as opposed to every 5.5 hours a black woman or boy kills a black girl or women. I know that case, but we don't talk about the ones where the perpetrator was black.
and
That
I
made the
think
news.
when you said why would she take her chances, because when you're in a community, when you're dark skinned or you're not what people what their idea of beauty is, sister probably never got asked out on a date. Brothers act like if they get with her, she got to take care of this nigga because you dark and you not what everybody. You got to pay my bills. I got to pay. I ain't never. I've been a big girl chocolate all my life. I ain't never paid no nigga for nothing. Ain't nobody never dropped me off at work and kept my car. I ain't never have to cash nobody out. I'm not doing any of that. But a lot of people now, particularly black women, feel so unwanted that they will take care. We know somebody right now that take care of a man.
You sure
This
the
nigga
fuck
don't
do.
have no responsibility, and she will work double, two jobs in overtime to take care of a nigga. Where we do that at? What where we and that goes back to when you said earlier, people don't have morals. I don't know what the hell you call it, but I know a lot of black women feel unwanted because brothers. You was at the school at my son. You was at Yasir school on Friday.
I
You
know.
see the
I
chocolate sisters
watched
come
it.
by. Some of them will smile, but some of them, the people don't even acknowledge them like they don't exist. It's like they walking around and every other girl with the booty shorts on getting attention. The one that look like this get attention. The chocolate one that just going to class with some clothes on, they act like they're doing her an honor by talking to her. And so that's why a little weird white creep who seem like he's cool, give you a little bit of attention. That's how the fuck they get in. That's exactly how they get in my opinion. What is this right here? Oh, that's the guy that. Yeah, this
This
is
her
just.
picture. Yeah. I was trying to get y'all the picture. Sorry, y'all, but that's the little sister right there. You know. But for some reason, we don't want to talk about that shit. There's some comments, Khadijah.
Um, damn, let me get away from this diabetes. I ain't putting the Khadijah. I want her to take care of hers versus this goddamn nonprofit.
No,
Hell, get
hold on
rid of
before
that
you.
sugar. It ain't worth it. Miss Seeley in my color purple voice.
Hey, look
I was
here.
there for a short time with Dejuan Trifling Dad. I mean, and some people are there, I'm not even going to back you. I'm not even going to be on you because sometimes, especially when you have a child with somebody, you always want to try to get them to do better. You always want it to work out. So you're gonna put in a little bit of time. But when you on your third, fourth, and fifth child with this nigga, and he still ain't working, he ain't helping with no bills. He can't even help. The kids got to go to daycare while he ain't working. Like we've been
Yeah.
reduced. Black women, some of them have been reduced to that. Oh, how wow, I missed that one. She was a beautiful girl. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
She was.
This fool had a sex
A lot of
dungeon in
things.
his
A lot of
basement.
times, 0 to 5 is how the children learn to value themselves, right? And yeah, to learn to value themselves, and then beyond that, it got to be something more after 5 to because they dealing with shit every day that goes completely against who we are as human beings. They teaching us not to give a
Yep.
fuck about nobody. They're coming for it. There's no humanity with anybody anymore. I see these kids are battling
Mm-hmm.
in schools just to try to be regular, just to try to go get their fucking work done and come home. There are battles that these kids face in school every single day. No, we was one and done. That's what I'm saying. You had one, you learned. You didn't have 7 more babies by him. Sick, savage, serial killer demon. That's exactly what he is.
Yeah. I said, wow. But in my thought pattern, this is my truth. This is just how I wired. I know
I'm
in that
double
last
fisted because
moment,
I
she was
got
like,
spirits in
Huh?
this cup and water in this cup. I said I got spirits in this cup and water in this one. I got to flush it out. Go ahead.
Still,
I'm sorry. That's why
still
y'all see
messed
me
up.
double dipping.
But
Go ahead.
I figured with this sister, like what she must have been thinking when she realized that, oops, I done fucked up.
Mm,
Because I'm pretty sure she wasn't looking for a serial killer.
hell
I
no.
mean, it's either this nigga or Ray
Nobody
Ray.
is.
I don't know. I just, that shit made me sad because I seen, and again, looking at a Facebook page, all of this thing with your pictures looking cute. That's also black women's need to for some attention and some beauty. You know what I mean? Which we
For
don't really get
acknowledgement.
them
Mm-hmm.
like that. Yes, they are stressed from
Alicia
home and
said, yes,
school.
the kids are stressed from homes and school. Yeah, like home life ain't right. When you got to go to school, you don't feel wanted there. You may not meet a particular look or a particular way of being or an attitude. So you're ostracized at school. You just going there because that's the law. You got to go there. You really don't want to be in there, but you wish you could just be homeschooled. You don't have to deal with this shit. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Oh, this damn Jill Scott.
So what's going on with Jill
So
Scott?
Jill
Because I don't know what happened to you. And y'all gotta
Well,
listen to
she
this
came
because I
in,
don't
but
know.
Chris Brown, has some abuse charges, and so she came out saying how great of a dancer he is, and that shouldn't trump, his domestic abuse shouldn't really trump his talent. Then she went on to say her stepfather was a horrible, mean person and did bad things, but he was an awesome cement layer, and she couldn't take that away from him. So it's like, so he danced good so he can beat bitches. Like, hey, this is right when I'm cussing. Hey, Pastor Morrell, love you. Love you back.
Oh,
But
shit.
she was basically saying, even though he's a woman beater, because he's a good dancer, we have to like stop focusing on his domestic violence and focus on his dancing. Because her stepfather was mean and vicious, but he laid brick very well and cement. And it's like, so he could be mean and vicious
But
and abuse people because he can lay brick good. That shit is
and
crazy to
Jill
me.
and Jill
That's
Scott's a
crazy.
good example of women devaluing other women. She's a perfect example of
Yep.
that.
Hold on,
That's
I'm
what
gonna
the
look
fuck
it
I be
up.
talking about right there. The
Absolutely.
devaluing of black
Yeah,
women usually starts from other black women.
we had a great example yesterday when we was at an event. I'm coming back on y'all. I had to wipe my face off. I look sweaty as hell. We was at an event and it was a little boy who was maybe about 4 and a little girl
It
that
was
was probably about
a
4 3 or
women's
4
event.
and a woman's
Mhm.
event. So the little boy came with his mom or whoever. And so throughout I had forgot the little girl was even there because for some reason we hold our daughters and girls to a different standard. The
They
little
were the
girl was
same
so
age.
damn quiet and mannerable. She didn't say nothing. Little boy, you kept hearing his ass shout out shit. Mama, can we do this? Mama, can we just? And we just, he would just kept being disruptive. But the mom, okay, never really got him under control. You know what I'm saying? But the little girl, because we keep them to a different standard, she knew to be on her P's and Q's in here. And was this from the Rihanna day or did he do something? I think it's from the Rihanna days and also some of the stuff he put out, J Bond, talking about how bitches is good for being fucked. Oh, cause Chris Brown just, he's kind of gutter himself, but it was some other little
With his
songs he
white
put out.
mama.
And so
Go ahead.
people are still not dealing with him. Like, you beat on people. Like, sir, get out of here. And Jill Scott was basically saying, we shouldn't be focusing on his domestic violence because he danced good. So I thought that shit was crazy. And when she used her own stepfather to say how mean and vicious he was to everybody but he laid cement, she couldn't take that away from him. Like the fuck? They
I
don't even
also
go
think
together.
she probably should have picked up the phone and gave him some love because that's what she's trying to do. But everybody has not swallowed the pill that I'm gonna let a man abuse me because I'm taking it for the team. That shit has to die inside of
I ain't
black
taking
culture.
shit for it.
That has to
I ain't
die.
taking shit
When
for
I
the
talk
team.
to my girls, it ain't no like I don't want them to understand a man's struggle. That ain't her fucking job. I want our girls
Yeah,
to be light. I don't want them to be heavy. I don't want them to be considering you. I want them to consider themselves. I don't want them to be thinking about what's happening with their dad. Their dad ain't there. Fuck that nigga. He ain't there. He didn't think that much to be there. Like, quit giving
that
our
part.
girls. That's why we're so heavy to people. And I don't mean weight. I mean heavy with responsibility. It's
Mentally
not
and they mind.
fair. It's not fair.
Hmm.
I don't give a damn about why
Hmm.
your daddy left. He should have stayed. Your
And when
mama
you
stayed. Shit.
Absolutely. And when you talk about women being heavy, I think of how heavy our mother had it and didn't have anybody to express it to.
Not
That's why she's
nobody
not
to
here. She
me.
left at 52. Because our mom was,
Not
she was
nobody.
here
And
trying
she
to
can't
take
tell
care of
me
her
shit.
children and have
Mhm.
morals and integrity. She could have been got with, my mom used to try to people holler her all the time. She keep her little Nita Baker haircut looking on
I'm
point.
still
But my
married.
mom had morals, so just any man couldn't come around her children. She was still married to my
That's
father,
right.
even though he was doing what the fuck he wanted to do. But she morally, back in that time, you married somebody until y'all divorce, you don't date y'all could be separated for 25 years. That's my husband. Like, y'all been together in 26 years. But I just think of how heavy it was for her to be a single
Yes,
married woman with children
yes,
in the out in the West by herself with just her children and all her family and kinfolk on the
yes.
East Coast.
I would never
Imagine how
forget
heavy
that.
that was.
Yeah,
You know, so
Khadijah.
when you
Look, let me
say
tell
heavy,
you.
I
Let
think of that a
me
lot.
tell you. And I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna tell you. I remember one time we was all cracking on Dad. I don't know if you remember this. And Mom was
Hell
like,
yeah,
"Don't
I
talk about
remember.
your daddy." We couldn't even say our truths about this fool in front of our mother because she still had that heaviness. I think that's why I don't play that shit right now. It's like my mama did it because maybe she ain't know no better, but I know better. I'd rather be here by my
Yeah,
motherfucking self than having to baby you every five
that
goddamn
part.
minutes. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do that shit.
I
And I think
refuse
we
to
can
do it.
love each other, but we got to love
I
each other
refuse.
in truth, Jill Scott. We got to love each other in truth.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have picked up the phone and talked to him in a way and not because it sounds like you're condoning his bad decisions, which is what we got
Well, that's
rampant throughout
exactly what it
here.
sounds like
Here, hold on. See,
because
the
she
here
backed
is, I agree. Go ahead.
I said
Go
she
ahead.
that's exactly what she was doing was
Yeah.
condoning behavior because she backed that shit up with her stepfather's bad behavior that he did. She watched growing up and said, but he laid semen good. She's absolutely saying, look over that, but he's dancing very good. That's step perfection once again. He could tap dance. He could dance like Michael Jackson. He can
But
do, but he beats women. He beats on bitches. Like, what are we
I
doing here?
also feel
Like,
like I have
and I
this
would beat his ass if it was
revelation
my
that a
niece. I'm
lot of,
telling you, put your
I
hands on
agree.
my peoples. I'll beat your ass.
I also feel like she's a good example when I say when I'm meeting or interfacing with young men when I get the opportunity and they talk about all their bad traits, that shit be all they mamas because most of them don't even know they
I'm
daddy.
sorry. I'm
That
laughing
should
at
be all
Jamil. He
them.
said, Pastor. Jamil said
Yeah,
pastor
you see
was
that
was
way
I
the
went to
pastor.
school.
Yeah,
I went
but
to school with him.
that should be all they
That's
mamas.
my brother. But
Yeah,
it go directly back to her mama. It
because
go
he ain't with
yeah.
the daddy. He don't know
I
nothing
agree.
about this fool. But we condone that because what you was gonna say about that meeting yesterday. We're in a woman's, the Negro ladies meeting was an awesome meeting. They've been around for 90 years. Love it. That's why they're still Negroes, right? We love it, right? So there was a little boy that came in with his mom. I think it was his mom, and he was just as loud,
I don't know
but
because
he
he said
cute.
he lived with
He
his.
trying to keep.
I don't know because he said he lived with his grandma and
Oh,
his
wait,
dad.
wait,
He didn't
hold
even
on, hold on,
mention
hold
his
on. I'm
real
gonna get
great
to that.
mom.
I'm gonna get to that. Hold on, because so he came and I want y'all to hear this. So he came and he's like about 7 years old or whatever, and she said she buys him, she got him all kind of stuff to play with or whatever. So but he's still making noises with his
Everything
headsets and all shit like that. Now the little black girl comes in with her grandmother, looking cute
and a little
as a
tablet.
button. This little girl was so goddamn cute. So I said, "Oh
Oh
my,
baby,
me, oh my god." So the little girl, I say hi to her, and her grandma say, "I say hi." She's like, "Oh hi," and then what's your name? She had a name, and I said, "Oh my god." I said, and I said, "You are beautiful." Blah blah blah. So we have to all go around and say who we are. I'm with this one. What's up? They get to the little boy. All he had to say was his name, but he was so free. He said, "Oh, my name is what his name was. I live with my grandfather and grandma and mom and dad. I live with my
mama,
grandmother." What did he say? I live with my
grandmother, and
grandmother
dad.
and dad. And then they get to the little black girl. She like, "My name is so and so," and that was it. And I said to myself, look how free this little black boy was. He thought that the whole place went to hear his whole story. The black girl, the
Eh,
little black girl, they were the same age.
yeah,
You could feel the
I
heaviness
forgot
in
she
the
was
little
there.
girl already.
Sequester. Rolanda said that yesterday. She said, well, because we're loving our sons and raising our daughters. She said that yesterday in the meeting because that
I
we
read
saw a
it
prime
too
example of it.
heavy. Yeah, she's too
Yeah,
heavy. She was 7 with a little cute self, and he
I
was
think she
7.
was younger than 7.
She could have
No,
been
they
a
was
little
younger
younger
than
than
that.
that. I just know
Like
she
maybe
felt
I
so
would say
mature
5 to
though.
10.
She just looked
She was,
so
yeah,
cute. But I said to myself, and see,
yeah.
we'll look at that and act like, well, that's culture. That's how
That's
girls
just
should be.
him.
Yeah, get the fuck out of
He's
here.
acting.
No, that's too much. I want girls to be light and free. I want them not to have to consider shit all the time, and boys get to run amok. That's why most people leave their families because they think they're free. They ain't thinking if they babies ate tonight.
Well, you
Why
should
I
go.
gotta have that burden of the responsibility? Why
You
I
should.
got to have that? Don't get me started.
And when we talking about that, you might as well segue into this ignorant ass Brian McKnight with his slow ass. And you say people just men
Okay,
just leave their families because Brian
I'll
McKnight,
get to Brian McKnight
this
right now.
fool.
Go ahead and talk
So
about his ass.
he has children that he had with his first wife, who was an African American black woman. Then he married a BIPOX. Is that what they call? He married a BIPOX,
I'm
and
calling
now
them
he has
BIPOC.
children who are
They're not black
BIPOX.
people.
And so he's saying that his children that he had with his first wife were born in sin and they were married, and they're evil people and they're malicious. And he's like kind of disowned his all black children. And then he goes on like Instagram and Twitter, and he's fucking ripping his kids apart. Like he's talking so bad about his kids. That's by the that's his new family in the red, and I believe she might have had a couple before him, and then that's his other children that was with his black wife. And I mean, he's calling them some of the most disgusting names ever. And he said he disowned
Are you
them.
married to a white
He
woman? He
doesn't
got
want them
BIPOC
to have
children.
his last name. Yeah, he doesn't want them to have his last name. It's just it's and when you say women are heavy, and men could just pick up and leave. This is a man that just picked up and left his old family after like they never existed, and now he has this new family. But the wife is sitting there, even though divorced and shit, children are grown. She's still heavy as fuck because she gotta see the hurt and the pain in her children's eyes off the fuck nigga she had a child with, which is Brian McKnight. Excuse my language, but that's a fuck nigga at his finest. Now that he has these black children act like they don't even exist anymore. And so
That's
she's
fucked
still
up.
heavy, even though she's not with him no more. She still carries a heavy burden of having to explain to her children why this father, or trying to explain, or try to comfort them in being disowned by their father. And then he not only does he do, it's not like he's going in private. He's coming on public platforms blasting his children like they asked to be born to come out of his nutsack. They didn't ask that. Like he's a cold. I hope nobody listens to Brian McKnight. We shouldn't go none of this nigga concerts. Nothing. None of his old school music. None of that. We shouldn't be doing nothing. I ain't no BIPOC. Don't put me.
Javon,
You know,
look
I can't
here.
stand
Look
nothing
here.
BIPOC.
For me, because I'm all
Never
black,
just
I need
design.
another category because no, no, for real. I think that some people are gonna be offended, but I feel like as an all black person, I need my own category. And it's gotta be different. So BIPOC is a good terminology because that means that you are people of color. You can't deny that you're of color because you are. I'm just black. Do you get that? So
And
I feel
yesterday,
like
I
we
just
gotta
meeting
figure out a way
a
of making
person
sure
of
people
color.
can have their own
I'm
category.
committed. I'm committed to working for solutions. And Javon's a damn shame.
All of
Yesterday,
it's
the word
solution.
of color came up. I am all black Jack. No, she didn't. I put the Jack on there. But I ain't of color. I know that's right, Javon. Well, you know what? You can identify what you want to identify with. No, I'm fucking with you, Javon. We was
Hey,
talking about that too. As I told Lon, I'm gonna start identifying as an old white woman. I'm just gonna be rude as fuck. I'm just gonna be a Karen, and that's what I identify as. So leave me alone. That's gonna be my thing. So I feel you on that. But
so
yeah, Brian,
yesterday
like
in the
that shit
meeting,
just Rolanda. You
yeah, no,
Jamil said,
yesterday in
Rolanda,
the
you almost all black.
you know what, Jamil, I really am. I ain't messing with Jamil, but no, I feel like there has to be. And here's my thing: we have to be really okay when people, because I really feel like I try to be funny. We don't have not one white person in our family going back into our history. For real, I'm not trying to be funny. And I'm like one of the lighter ones, and I'm not even light skinned. So that's the real beautiful part, right? But I also feel like it's okay for all black people to say we're in this category over here. See, if we did things and you looked up and you seen an all black person and then a BIPOC person and then a white person, then I feel like we're getting balanced. But too often we see all the BIPOCs and they're acting like they speaking for the people that's all black. That's got to stop because I'm not okay with it. When I see BIPOC people, I don't see myself. I don't. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm done with taking it for the team. I'm done with that shit. I'm black. So you said she all black too. I really am. So when we say of color and then we get mad because all the other colors. See, yesterday they found out that in our school system there was money just for African American young people, and they used that money for the last couple of years to spend on people of color, and none of it went to the black kids. That's why we have to
Let's
have
go.
that terminology.
Javon said,
But
I don't
Jay,
mind being mixed, but I am black. It is what it is. I just ain't going to be weaponized as a piece of person of color. Um,
but you know,
and Javon, I
hey,
can say
Jay,
this:
I get
you
you.
are you
We know
are
you
one
all
in a
black.
million because
Yeah,
mindset the black your mindset takes over. When you move like an all black pitch black person, that's how you move. But there are some people that's darker than me that move like they white people. They make decisions as
that
if
say
they,
it, please.
are the colonizers person, like like they're the colonizer's child, which they are, but they be black as fuck
I
and
am
sin and
Javon. I
acting
am
whiter than
Haitian.
whitey white. Well, I am Haitian,
Right on.
and per the Haitian priest, so are you.
Yeah, I am. I know I'm a
But
Haitian.
yeah,
Then
but
why are you
so
playing? I'm a
my
lot of things.
decorates
I'm the
my
mother
house
of
for every
everybody
black.
on the
I
planet.
decorates
I'm
my house.
everything.
I decorates my
Which is
house for every black holiday. That's what I'm talking about. I'm reading Sonia's comment. I am defining myself as trans skinny. That's what I'm telling you. I'm gonna be a white one for like 2 days. I'm gonna be
oh
identified.
shit.
I'm gonna go to
Wait
the
a
front of the
minute.
fucking
I want to
line.
be. I want to
I'm
be.
going to be
I want
rude
to
to
be trans
people.
rich.
I'm going to
You
be an
stupid
old white
people.
woman for just a couple of days, and I'm cutting lines. I'm being rude. I'm asking you why you on my block. I'm doing all the shit they get to do as a white woman, and we just say she's old and white. Leave her alone. Like I'm going in the store. Perfect example. We going in the grocery store. I'm going to get a cart. So the white lady's behind me. I go get my cart. She said, "Oh, thank you." I said, "This is not for you." It's like she just assumed that I was getting her cart. No, I'm getting my own fucking cart. Walk all the way down here, go get your cart. An older black
Oh,
woman, I probably would give her my cart, but it was the fact that she said,
oh,
"Oh, thank you." Ma'am, we not in the 50s. I don't have to get your fucking card. I didn't get her
oh,
shit.
Jesus, we
Sorry.
have to fan here. No, look,
Vernon
I
Jordan might
do
have been
feel
the
like
blackest
there
white
has
boy
to
I
be,
ever
and you
met,
know,
ever seen. Yeah, I'm being
wait,
a
what you
Karen,
say? Hold on,
Javon.
what
For
you,
24 hours.
I'm sorry.
I'm defining
Okay.
myself as transmitting. Vernon Jordan might have been the blackest white boy I ever seen. They out there.
That's true.
I'm
But let
telling
me
you.
let me just say this about black men for real, or people who are dark skinned. Period. This is what I tell people. They know they black though. They can't get away from it.
Yeah.
See,
They try
that's what
hard
we're
as hell
talking
though.
about. They can't. They can't. No matter how. Some of the
They
whitest
try.
acting people I've ever met, whatever that term is, have been some of the
Hold on. Sonya
darkest
got a
people.
comment.
Because in the black
Sonya
world, dark people don't get to be leaders. Dark people don't get to be the leaders of black people. Name me some.
mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
I
about
can
to
name
say
you
it
a
right now.
few, and they was mixed because they had to be mixed so we could see them. You mean to tell me a dark skinned person couldn't lead us? That shit. That's why I don't trip off of dark skinned people when they do shit that may be crazy. I just be like, when them niggas are over there,
Well,
but
let's
I
look at all the
understand it.
religions. That's look at the black Muslims, Elijah Muhammad. Let's look at the Jamaicans, Haile Selassie. He ain't chocolate. Who else you want to talk about? Prophet Muhammad. You know, black people follow them. Who else you want to talk about? Jesus Christ. He white. You know, who what else we naming? Stop assuming shit, Sister Belazar said. Trust and believe. White folks are
Oh,
going to always make them recognize who the hell they are because they're not far away from the N word. Show ain't. And Sonya said,
yeah.
not enough black people. Hold on. Sonya said a
He
comment.
said
Not
Marcus
enough black
Garvey.
folks. Yeah, Garvey could. Yeah. The
So
political thing is
Garvey
still.
only led people
Well, I
to a
can't.
point
You
though.
want me to read
He
this
didn't
because you're
make
going
it
by
past
fast. I
10
can't read
years.
them that fast.
Yeah.
Jesus is black.
The
The personal thing
bipartisan,
is still in nature.
you know,
Um.
what does that
Sonya
mean?
said,
What
not
does
enough
that
black
mean?
folks. What?
What is that? Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to read the comments, but you're
Jesus
going.
is black.
She said, not enough black
I'm
folks
sorry.
accessing the resources, so they include people of color. I think they include people of color to exclude black people because we don't. That's my whole thing. That's where the whole people of color come so that they can serve as other people. You know, yeah, that's I don't yeah, that's just
So
my
that
opinion.
thing
But
with the school, they want that's why they got sued. That's why I believe when
mm-hmm.
people give me information, I get it all. I don't go off of my assumption. Because I've been know they're not giving black people stuff. That's why the whole media department in certain schools, all the Asian kids in there using it. Well, they got that money because they Title I is supposed to be to help the black kids.
And Javon
So
said they
no,
create that category was set up. That category was set up to be divisive and steal resources. And that's exactly what the lady said in the meeting is what happened. It's
that's
supposed to go
exactly
to
what
the
she
black
said.
children. They went to all the other people of color. The Pacific Islanders, the Mexicans, the Hindu,
Yep,
the
she talked about it.
Asians, the Afghani. It
And
did
you
not go
know,
to the Russians. Everybody did not go to us.
but us. And the crazy part, as she was saying it, she said, "But I'm not racist, girl. You ain't got no goddamn power. How can you be racist? You don't even have no power, boo boo." But she was a chocolate sister, and the fact that she kept saying that every 5 goddamn minutes meant that she was inferior, and she was chocolate. So there was no way she could be a BIPOC. She was afraid to save
Mm-hmm.
herself. She was
That's their
afraid to
inclusive
say, like, yeah,
policy.
like, come on, y'all. Come
We
on.
black. We should love and accept each other. That sounds great, Jamil, in theory. But some of the
Yeah.
people that have hurt that have tried to stop me from advancing in careers and everything have been black people. A white person sent me to the administrative classes. They saw how great I was doing. Let me get you some paperwork to back up what you're doing so you can elevate. That was a white person. The black lady wanted me to keep running the whole running all the fucking group homes and be administrative without administrator license so she could pay me crumbs. You know, so it sounds good in theory that all black people should be
No, I
thinking to
know.
set the game, but be black. But all your skin folk ain't your kinfolk real life, especially in
And I
Sacramento.
think it's
These
okay
are
to
some different
separate.
breed
I
of
think you
niggas
go
here.
get the freedom by separating. That's how I think you get the freedom. You don't get the freedom by taking everybody. I'm a
Let's
follower
read
of
the
Harriet
comment.
Tubman. I'm pretty sure she shot some people. We just don't know their names.
I shot you. Sister Bellazzar said, yep, that's what it sounds like. She was afraid to save herself. You can't keep apologizing for who you are, damn it. Yeah. And then she was rude to an elder trying to tell her to shut the hell up. She holding up the 2 minute sign. Everybody had 2 or 3 minutes. She spoke 15 fucking minutes telling us her job description. Never said what the program did, but what she do, I copy papers. I staple papers. Like, what the fuck? I was laughing. I laughed. I had a whole laugh attack in there. Tears in my eyes and everything. But then the older lady was trying to like tell her your time is up. She looked at her, kept talking, went back to a table, put something down, came back, and I went made a call, came back, she was still talking. So not only is she uh uh uh
Inferior.
inferior, she ain't fucking rude. She ain't got no manners. An elder telling you to shut up and sit your ass
You'll
down.
chop
That's
yourself.
what she should have did. Tina said, I deal with this often. It's sad. It really is sad. It is. We must make the theory a true practice. That part. I'll
No,
try.
I'm not.
I
I'm
try.
not
I only
making no
deal with
theory.
certain black people though. They have
Yeah,
to be particular black people. I got some good black people I'm with. I do not do niggas. I deal with black people. I don't deal with niggas. Can't stand them. Jamil, we together.
yeah.
I know that's right. Well, we can't shoot every damn body, can we? Well, we could try. We ain't even got to shoot them. Most of them will kill themselves off. See, I just step back. That's why I don't defend abusers. I don't defend people that get shot by the police in the middle of a crime. I don't say he's black. They shot him down. This nigga done just robbed 12 old people and raped somebody in their 70s. Shoot this nigga down. What am I protesting for about him? So I'm trying to make the theory real with
You say
black
shoot
people
this nigga down.
who have morals and integrity. But I don't want to align with those who don't want to be black. I can't force you to love your black ass self, and I'm not going to do it. If you want to be a watered down nigga, do you. Get your ass away from me because I can't worry about you and the white man at the same time. I got other shit I'm worried about. I can't worry about you. And I'm not going to worry about you. So go do you, boo, and leave me the hell alone. The part to be us stopping us, I had a black sister who had a say in helping me get promotion and didn't want to. I left that department the next month. It's sad. It's sad. Like that happens. Well, we can't. Yeah, yes.
I'm sorry. You said that. I'm sorry.
We can't shoot her. I've never suggested accepting niggas ever. No, I'm not saying that. But sometimes black people, and sometimes black people, we think all skin folk are our kinfolk, and these motherfuckers is dangerous. That nigga mentality. A nigga that's a mentality. You don't have to be black to be
I
a nigga. I don't take niggas that are white. Those
look.
are ones that think when they talk like this, they talking like us. I don't take the white niggas. I don't take the Mexican niggas who think they got on Chuck Taylors and they got a tail in the back so they black. I don't take the Asians who try to get the white boy fade. You know what I'm saying? And then break dance. I don't fuck with them kind of niggas. I don't fuck with niggas in all races, not just black people. I don't do the nigga culture. I just don't do it. The truth that you can, the truth that you know can transform and resurrect the ignorant. That ain't my job. That's God's job to
I'm gonna say
resurrect. That
that
ain't my
makes
job
me
to
heavy,
resurrect shit.
Jamil. I don't want to be heavy. That's
I'm not
heavy.
doing
That's
that. It
you
ain't my
trying to make
job.
me do some shit. I don't want to do that. I'm teaching girls these days. You
And
don't have to be
I'm
heavy.
not a resurrector. I'm not
Yes,
Jesus. I
I ain't
can't raise
Jesus.
nobody from the dead, nor will I try. You know what I mean? That's not my job. If you want to be blind, deaf, and dumb, because I was in the nation, I know all their rhetoric. I had to check a couple of niggas in the nation, because there's niggas in the nation with bow ties on. I had to check some of them niggas. They thought I was just a big girl and they was going to try to holler at me and I was going to bite. Had to almost throw a computer at a nigga that was a Nation of Islam nigga. So it's niggas every motherfucking way is what I'm saying to you. People,
Look,
niggas
Khadijah,
don't
your
have a
ass is
particular look
you
no more.
crazy.
No, because they act like we supposed to be the
You know
rehab
that
for the
I
black man. We the rehab, the therapist, the psychologist, the job finder, the baby maker, the nigga. We're tired. We are fucking tired. Go ahead. I'm going all day. Sister
Sister
Bellazzar said
Bellatar
those are
got a
extremely
comment.
dangerous to the
You,
culture, and those that are extremely dangerous to the culture because you can't trust. Period. Period.
so
I'm
look,
supposed to try to
let me
resurrect the
let
nigga
me
that,
say this.
that
Let
just
me
got out from doing 25 years for rape. We're
look.
gonna resurrect this nigga? No. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. I'm
You
supposed
making
to
me
resurrect
laugh.
the nigga who had.
I'm
I'm supposed
sorry.
to resurrect the nigga that
Look,
had all his kids by a white woman. Now he found the Nation of Islam, and now he want to come get a nigga. In his later years, nigga
you
can't
got
even
that
march
too.
no more. And now we supposed to be with him because he found. Get your ass out of. No, I ain't no fucking rehab or fix it center.
Oh
I ain't
shit.
at Home Depot. I'm
Okay,
not
let me
building a man.
say this.
Go ahead.
You got my stomach
Go ahead.
hurting. Sister Bellatar, I'm over here dying in the office. Look, let me say this because I feel like whether it's the nation or any kind of Black Power movement, I feel like one of the things that those who are believers, please study your history. And I really think that our ancestors would like us to learn from their mistakes And I feel like every time I think of Marcus Garvey and who the man was, his best friend was a informant number, blah, 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 blah. Always, there's always these perpetrators. And if we don't figure out a way to categorize these people, you can't be so-called righteous and then let somebody kill your ass, then you won't even be here to help us continue to fight. I feel like at some point we got to do a better job of the lesson. And I feel like it's easier to infiltrate Black organizations because we don't have a militant side to us. Like right now, and I'm just gonna go there. I look at Israel. I don't really give a fuck what anybody think, but I would say this: the Zionist shit that they feeling right now, Black folks better get some of that shit about themselves. We
That
up
part.
here trying to fight for a group who've been treating the people who are Black like me. See, that's where the shit gonna get real. People who are Black like my mama, like shit, but then you want me to fight for them. I don't really give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about either one of them because both of them have a history of treating Black people like shit, treating Africans like shit. Because I work heavily in the African community, and every African I meet, they can't stand an Arab. They literally hate them motherfuckers because the Arabs are the BIPOCs.
Hmm.
They've always been buffer race BIPOC people. They've always helped. They always had anti-blackness. Don't give a fuck if both of y'all believe in Allah. They don't even give a fuck. They still think you should be their servant, like in
I ain't fucking with you.
what's that damn country? So I feel like we gotta really learn, and it don't mean you have to take abuse. I'm not an abuse taker. I'm not taking no abuse from nobody. I don't give a fuck what we got in common. I'm not doing abuse. I'm just not gonna do it.
Hmm.
And once we get, that's what I
Jamil's
learned from
comment
all the
said,
Black Power movements. I learned that suffering is not something I'm going to do willingly.
Jamil
Y'all
said,
comments any
"You all, you all know me. I really believe, and I will work to redeem my people. I love you, man. We love you back, and I wish you much success with that." Jamil said, "There is no one beyond the reach of Allah to save." You're exactly right. That there are low lies, but I'm determined never to be one of them. And we appreciate brothers like you, Jamil. I really do. And then, like I said
today,
once
my
again,
turn.
I don't think anybody's beyond the reach of God, but I think it's for God to decide. It ain't for me. Hey, I ain't throwing you away. I just want you over there. Like, go over there.
I
I
always
yeah.
wonder, Jamil. I'm gonna be honest with you on this call, and I think maybe you could give me some information. Every time I looked at the shit that happened in New Jersey and Philly during those early '70s with the mafia people that was involved in the nation, were people thinking about that when these people were killing people in the name of God?
That part.
See that shit. That's what I don't understand. Like we have killers in our midst, and we're gonna reform them. What about the lamb? Do they not get to be protected? I can see if y'all had a jail for niggas and then y'all put them in jail because y'all know these people ain't right. But it's like, where's our justice lens? Do niggas not do justice? Because that shit was wrong. And I recently met some people who family that happened to. And I was like, oh shit. I just realized who I was sitting here talking to. I was like, God damn. But we don't think about that. And they really, some of them really don't like certain groups. But I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. But what I do know is we don't seem like we have a justice in us. We're not justice people. We front like we justice people, but we don't do justice shit. We don't criminalize we don't punish our criminals in the midst of us. We want to protect them at all costs because maybe y'all are criminal people. Because I'm not a criminal person, so I can't fuck with criminals. I have no
Much.
need for a
Brother,
criminal. I'll be the
Brother
first
Jamil
person to
said
call the
that is
police. That be
just
my ass.
Brother Jamil said that is just wrong. Sister Belazar said, "That's our problem. We so busy worried about the world, and the world don't give a damn about us. It's time now for us to worry about ourselves and help one another. That's what we need to do." And then Brother Jamil says, "That's why I'm alive today. Niggas may not do justice, but real black men do." Bingo. We lack
That's my point.
accountability in many circumstances. We do, and we don't want justice
That's
when it
all I'm
comes to
saying.
the downtrodden in us. We want justice for somebody we feel. Uh, we want if a cop shoots somebody black, we want him off the force. We want him away forever. We want restitution for the family. If a black man kill a black man, we got to rehab him because he's been through so much. So we want justice for certain people. This not our people.
Yep,
Even in the
that's
Bible, they
deep. I
prayed and
believe
slayed. I'm just saying,
that.
real talk, real talk. There's lots of death in the Bible. That's why I only go to Bible. That's why I only watch Bible study. I want to learn about the Bible, and I really like to. do that with people because people it be some holy rollers. Same thing with the nation or the mosque or the Muslims. It'd be holy rollers in there, and it's death all up and through the goddamn Quran, death all up and through the Bible. It was an eye for an eye back then. You do
Yeah.
something, something's happening. But now, we
Like,
let
hold on.
people's
So,
supposed
so,
circumstances
so here's
define
the thing, Jamil. What
what
do
they
we
can get
do
away with.
with people like this? Hold on. What we doing with people like this? Hold on. Where this
Got your
damn
sound
thing
down.
at? Look here. Yeah, I did, but I can't really. Hold
For
on.
drag queens. It's not going to end well. This is
Pressure.
grooming. This is
Most
ideological mind control. It's
You
introducing this
can't turn the sound down.
especially to young kids who have no business
yes.
learning any of this sexually explicit material. This is not about being anti-gay, or as the incorrectly labeled Ron DeSantis's bill, don't say gay. This is about keeping this out of the classroom because it does
Jamil.
not belong there. This is a grooming agenda. It is extreme. It is explicit. It does not belong in front of young children at their school. They should be learning reading, writing, and arithmetic, not this filth. We do not.
I
So
agree
with
wholeheartedly.
this, that some of them, I was looking for the video where the black man was up there. Do we get to rehab him, Brother Jamil? Do we get to rehab this fool?
Jamil said, "Y'all may not believe this, but I got good sense." No, we know you do. Absolutely ridiculous. It really is. It's
Oh shit! Oh my god, y'all got my head hurt. But I'm just saying, do we rehab this person? Not this woman,
hell
but
no.
there was one. Let me see if I can find the one. Let me see if I take that off of me because I don't
And
want it to.
what she
There was
just
one of
showed
the there was a
was
black man. Look,
right
look,
there. He on the
look,
stage, right there.
look.
He right there on stage.
That's not my people right there. This dude
Uh,
ain't my people. He's a fairy. That he don't get to be me. I'm a human.
and I think it's absolutely inappropriate to try to push this on some that it is a beat. Try to push this on some children and had this fool up here with his balls swinging out the. What if his balls came untucked? He in there rolling around on the floor, dancing and shit. These little kids. This is inappropriate. It's pushing an agenda. If son was at an assembly and this was right here, I'm whooping the principal's ass. Like, why did you let this guy? Now you're probably gonna kick him out. So cool, but I'm gonna beat his ass. What you guys do at the school for? Like, this is crazy. This is way too much. Javon said, if we did like each other and we practice real unity and we are honest about what is good and bad, we would pull our children out of the system. Yes, yes, I
I
agree.
agree. I agree.
Let them
It
die alone in
is
their
a
foolishness.
beast.
Yeah, let them die alone in their foolishness. Allah Himself.
But this person would
Yeah,
say,
Allah gonna have to appear.
God is still shining on me. That's what you know what I'm saying. This man deserves. He
This is
been
a
through
system that
trauma.
ain't good for us.
He been through
We all
trauma. Don't
have.
that mean anything? I'm just saying because I'm
That is
making a
too much.
comment
You
that with
have.
the killer. Yeah,
Oh, I know. That is too much, and you have to stop at some point because none of this was done to us. We were growing up, so why would you want to inflict this pain and stuff on these children? Let them stay children as long as they can stay children. I agree.
yeah.
Allah is very clear in the Holy Quran. We must be separated from the wicked. But you telling us to redeem the wicked and resurrect them. Now, Jamil, now you confusing me. They just gave 60 billion in
You said,
Ukraine, since
now,
28 to
Jamil,
Israel,
this is the way you
88 billion
said
in
it.
Taiwan. They don't care nothing about. They don't give two damns about us at all. At all. It's so true. That's why you better get
But
that
see, my
land and get the
thing is,
forms going and get all the.
yeah.
No, Khadijah. I'm just saying, you confusing me a little bit because if he had on straight clothes and he said, I used to be I was a drag queen and I used to dance in front of fourth graders. I don't think we can. I don't want to be around him. I don't even want to around no fourth. He made. I just it's some shit we have to separate from it. We have to depart and never return. Like no, that's not okay. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I'm
I
jealous
don't
because
know.
I
I
can't
think
really
we.
walk
I
in
don't
heels
know.
like that. This fool got on some goddamn heels. No, I'm just joking. But it's
Hey,
just
he
it's
out.
crazy to me. I
Yeah,
don't.
I just think.
They want to feel. They want to pull PowerPoint from us before they consider giving us anything. And yeah, and they still ain't gonna give it to your ass. They're gonna steal all your shit you put in your PowerPoint. Create something to give it to their people. If you can't leave your child and grandchildren with someone and they be safe, they are enemies. Say that then. Say that then. I just
But
learned that last week.
I
But
agree. But
anyway,
what
let
I
me
don't
keep going.
understand, Khadijah, what I don't understand is how we're so clear on this, but not on criminals. That's
Mm,
what I struggle with.
yeah. This stuff is
I
not
just think
okay. It
that
is not okay, and it is not our job to resurrect anyone. Only God's got that power to do that. What we do have to do is separate ourselves from the wicked. And you see the wicked, you know the wicked, you got to speak out. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
that's a good one.
The
That was a
wicked are
good
the
one.
open enemy devils, and you'll never hear us say that foolishness is okay ever. I got you.
Yeah,
But
not that. I'm
but
talking
it's
about
also
black people who murder
but
each
the
other.
enemy is all. I'm about to say, and the enemy. What did Jamil say? Wicked are open enemy devils. But
I put it back
sometimes
up.
the devils look just like us, and we don't want to accept that. Sometimes we don't want to see the devil, demon, Satan in our own people because they look like us. And there'll be some fucking straight up demonic, evil spirits and energies. And because they're black, we choose to overlook it. That's what you're talking about when you're talking about criminality. Because he's black, we
Mhm.
can forgive him for them 8 people he murdered. Because he's a black man and it's systematic racism and a white man did this, we can forgive him for molesting those 5 kids. Because he's
Say that,
black
Khadijah.
and
Mhm.
he's a brother, he's been through a lot. He came from a single parent home. We can forgive him for beating his wife and blacking her eyes and knocking her jaw loose. It's certain. So the devil is not always an open enemy that you can see. The devil is very, very clever, or the devil's spirit. They're very clever, and they come disguised looking like they for us and about us, and that's how we keep
I'm
having
about
this shit keep happening
to-
because we do not want to recognize the demonic spirit and energy that are in some of our people. Like the lady that killed her kids, bitch, die. Ain't no demon in you. Now you had them babies in your belly for 9 months, and then you kill your kids. And what's what's redemption for you? There is none. Hopefully, God, but it ain't no redemption in my world.
You got some comments.
We got messed up like that after we came in contact with them demons. So you
But we
trying to tell
are
me
the
there was
demons.
none of this shit
We
happened,
are the demons.
and none of this stuff happened in Africa prior? Because black girls was getting mutilated in Africa, getting their genitals
Show the
tied
fuck
up.
is.
They was making 10-year-olds marry motherfuckers that was 50 years old, and as soon as you had a period, you can get married. That's demonic to me. To have a 10-year-old marry a 60-year-old man to give babies, that's demonic to me. So we can't keep saying the white man came along. And my thing, Jamil, once we know what the white man possessed, why the fuck do you like? Why? This is my question, Nation Islam people too. Why they got on suits and bow ties? Why y'all ain't got on no garb? Why y'all ain't got on no garb, no royal? I'm just y'all still want to imitate and look like white men. You think it makes you look official to have on a suit and a tie?
This thing.
We still want to emulate these people, so we can't blame them, but then try to be them. Minister
But we
Farrakhan, man,
made
there's so
them,
many
first of
dark
all.
brothers
We
that had.
made them.
There's so many black men that have more knowledge than Farrakhan, but because he was light skinned, here his ass go to the Nation of Islam. Come on now. Mm-mm,
Read these comments.
mm-mm. And that goes for the criminals
Read
as
these
well.
comments.
Sister Belazar, we accept that there are black devils. Some of us do, Javon. We give excuses for black devils. I accept that blacks do evil. Why y'all begging? No, we ain't begging on you. I'm gonna leave you alone, Jamil. That's because you're a black.
We love you,
I'm gonna
Jamil.
stop begging on you. We all have to be accountable. We
Yeah,
do. We do have to be accountable.
I
Why
agree.
didn't she kill herself? Kill yourself. You so busy killing it. That's my point. But I'm gonna stop begging on Jamil. That sounds pretty demonic. Yeah, it's very. Each person is accountable for his or her own evil. What sounds demonic, Javon?
What about having a
Because
10-year-old
Javon, you're on
married
the
a
road. Six
50-year-old?
preach. Yeah, that's crazy to me. You know why? We are not trying to be them. The suit represents business in America. This is why. But why y'all Hindus walk around with they garments on? They ain't trying to look like business in America. They go in there with they garments on and they make business deals. They own property. They own land. They are comfortable in their skin. I still think we still trying to look
So,
like white people. Just my opinion. I'm not. That's just my
Lord said
opinion.
we are
We
not
are not
Hindus.
Hindu. I
So
didn't say you was
let
Hindu.
me just say this to you.
But I know people
Yeah.
wear cultural garbs. We look like nuns in but the
But
Muslim Islam, that shit look
Khadijah,
like nuns to me with the head
hold on,
wraps. That's nothing but
Khadijah.
nuns.
Hold on. I think I'm trying to help here. Maybe I'm trying to help. Hold on. Maybe I'm trying to help. But you see his comment? I'm sorry. We were born here.
Hindus will
Jay,
serve
I was
money.
gonna
We
say,
were
I
born
think
here.
when they got so just for the nation, I could be wrong. Somebody could jump in. But when I look at the Nation of Islam, it was kind of like yesterday at the Negro meeting when they still had the name Negro Association, whatever, women or whatever, which is fine. But that came from 90 years ago. 90 years ago. We were Negroes 90 years ago. I was like, damn. Same thing with the Nation. Back in the day when they thought they was doing business, suit and a bow tie was business. The only thing with us, it don't feel like we're evolving. It feel like we be trying to hold on to the past. It's like you trying to wear your suit and tie in space without the spacesuit. Like, no, dude, now you got to go put on a spacesuit because now we're going to be in outer space. I'm just saying. But I feel like our biggest thing is it's a thing about evolving. That is
Mm-hmm.
it's an evolving thing. I'm so appreciative that Elijah Muhammad and whoever came, him, Noble Drew Ali, More
Oh,
Science Temple,
absolutely.
like I'm so grateful for all of those people who came before us because some of us was in a hell of a condition. I was
Absolutely.
telling somebody today, I said, when I was growing up, if the people were not in any black movement, if they wasn't a Panther, if they wasn't in the Nation, they wasn't in the Black Guerrilla Fan, wasn't whatever, they still had respect for those people because they were around them and they got to see their work. So even though they weren't involved in those organizations, they seen them feeding people, protecting people. They seen them doing something. When you practice those things, you felt different. But what our greater enemy, because I don't want to say the white man, I'm talking about the greater enemy, knows that black people,
Mm-hmm.
if you just give us more time, we will too be corrupted. The
Mm-hmm.
white man is, I mean, I'm like the system, because I'm trying to get out of the white man thing. Because that shit, that's like a turn off
Mm-hmm.
word for black people. Like, oh, that's why we like this. No, boo. And we know there's a whole system. There's always been a system here working against us, but we don't like to expand our knowledge. We still be doing shit from 1960. That's like you working from some shit, and now everybody on
What
the
the
goddamn
results in
computer.
2024?
That's my point.
We still using the almanac and we can get on Google the shit. Like, yeah,
Right.
Javon said, I
That's what
think
I'm saying.
Sister's garment is amazing. It doesn't copy anyone. We are showing that we are civilized, or at least we should be. Yeah, I mean, it does a great thing for those, but it's very similar to the nuns. Work for a Catholic organization, be very similar. But yeah, I get you. We are evolving. Relax, family. The change that we are looking for will occur. We must practice the good word we preach. I absolutely do, but it may not look like the way you practice, and that's okay. We all are different. Everybody's not going to do the things that I was in the National Islam for many years, was the mosque secretary. I get it. And it's
Yep.
and because Javon and Jamil, I think you a little like too. I didn't look like y'all. So I was treated very differently. I was treated very differently within the Nation of Islam prior to the message to the black man, the Black Lives Matter civilization. I was treated like I was a do girl. Because I was a big dark skinned girl, they want us to move furniture when there's niggas in here. I'm not moving no furniture. It's not a coincidence on Savior's Day. All the BIPOC people had their motherfucking hair wraps right here, so they baby hair can show, so you can see that they have mixed hair texture. That's not an accident. Nation of Islam is a beautiful organization. It's good for some people. It's not good for all people. And I'm just
I
going to
know
say
that.
that it does good work, and it feeds a need for certain people, but it's not all inclusive. When you really have knowledge of self, and we was really believing the lessons. We was really building a community. We was worried. We was trying to get the grocery store and the medical building. We was working for that. Other motherfuckers was trying to get ash from the new sisters. Okay, let's keep it real. Trying to make people give their money because they didn't have a big mosque, and they wanted the dark people to be the do people. You go do, y'all be the soldiers in here, but we to be the motherfuckers up front looking. So it just puts a bad. I'm not saying that for everybody. I've been to Savior's Day. I've seen the array of yellow people there. I've seen the black, these are black Muslims. I've seen the mixed black Muslims, the non-black Muslims, the white Muslims in the Nation of Islam. Come on now, we can't act like they are not part of the system we're talking about. So we got to get out of white people. There are systems within black people shit that outs black people, that ostracizing, that does not make you feel included in their system.
Read his comments.
That part, we are this because we won't change. We won't get in front of the system. I am black. Yeah, we know you black, Javon.
Divine.
Over the entry to hell, the signs read, abandon hope, all ye who enter here. I will not abandon hope. Well, that's cool. That is okay. We don't have to be all the same. We just have to be the change we want to see. I'm with you on that, Javon. I'm with you on that.
I also feel like if we're gonna do healing, we got to talk about that because here's the truth, Khadijah. I'm not trying to be funny,
Yeah,
and
know
I was
people don't
right
want to
there with
talk
you.
about that. People don't
Yeah,
want
but
to
I
talk about that.
also feel like that's why I know I can never be on the inside ever again. Like that's really my truth. And I'm
Hmm.
gonna tell you, I had that experience one time when I took some kids there, and one of the young ladies who was chocolate asked me, "Well, where's the black people?" When she looked on the wall and seen the three people, and that's in that moment I was like, "Yeah, I can't expose her to this ever again because I don't want no little black girl ever saying that to me." Because contrary to popular belief, not everybody see BIPOC people and see them and see black people. And we got to make sure it's okay for them to feel that way. You know, I had a girl in the meeting I was meeting with, and she was definitely half Chinese or something. And she finally told me her mama's Korean and some shit, and her dad's black and Indian and some shit. And she tried to tell me black is not a color. I said, girl, how you going to tell somebody perfectly black that they ain't black? Just say, hey, I'm a different type of black. But you don't get to erase that real dark-skinned person because your parents made you up. And you probably got a slither of black in your ass. You don't get to take that away from the person who's dark skinned and sitting up here having this fucking experience. I don't even do shit like that. But I feel like we have to quit making it our business to make black people eat it. Especially the people who are melanin and can't pass for nothing else. Not like they will want to pass, but it's like, yo, when I see somebody really dark, I know they seen shit I will never understand. Because black folks, we talk like that. We interact like that. We say shit out our mouth. We make comments about people's hair and skin color and lips and features. Black people talk like that, very ignorant. And then we get mad when a fucking white man bring the chocolatest person like Lupita and put it on screen. And then all of a sudden we get mad at this motherfucker because he can see the beauty in that darkness, but your black ass can't. All right, Boo, get these comments. We about to get up out of here.
I will not abandon hope. We read that one.
Okay, sorry.
It is. We read that one.
Okay.
Ever since I have been in the Nation of Islam, the national captain and vanguard have been dark skinned. The current national captains is of Haitian descent. Cool. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Farrakhan are real. We didn't make them up or draw them up. I know they real. And that's the part of the point that we making. They had to come looking like that for people to be able to say they would listen to them. Yes, we do talk like that. Oh, I'll be typing, I am impressed. I am impressed.
Sorry.
All the time, you see. I don't know what that means.
Okay, I don't know what the all the time is. I think this was a very spirited conversation. I feel like in order for black people to get healed, we gotta be able to have these kind of conversations. We gotta be able to have these conversations because
we have to be able to let's like Javon said, and I respect her and Jamil for that. We have to be able to allow people to have their experience and not negate it. Like I can't when she said it was black national captains, I'm glad that's there. I'm telling you my experience when I was there, and I think it's okay for us to have different perspectives, but as long as it's respected. And so I appreciate all of that. I'm just telling you my 4 to 5 years in there, and it's not even with the Nation of Islam under Minister Farrakhan. We was with other groups that were Nation of Islam or considered Nation of Islam or followed the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, and it was across the board. It was across the board. Elijah Muhammad knew it. That's why he had Clara Muhammad. See, he really understood though. He knew what the lessons was. Now, did he have side hoes that probably was bipoxy? Probably, but he was trying. He married he had Sister Clara Muhammad. Farrakhan married Khadijah. So I get it. But it's what happens after that. I get it. I found out that I can type 85 words per minute. Yeah, it is definitely okay. I respect lots of things. I love Hindu, Haitian voodoo, and other teachings. Black is diverse. Absolutely. We don't look a certain way. Sorry, I'm late, but thank you for opening my eyes and seeing things the true way. And that's right for people to recognize black people have knowledge and is always pushed back. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead. I definitely
respect each other.
Okay.
Okay,
go to this. I'm sorry.
We respect each other. My experiences. We respect each other. My experience is also worthy of respect. These 46 years in the nation have not been wasted. And that's why I said, but you're also a man. You're also a man, Jamil, in the Nation of Islam. Y'all on the pedestal in the nation. You know how the black man, yeah. It's God, black man, then woman, and then the kids trickle down. It is definitely okay. I respect lots of things. Oh, yeah, we read that. Love patient.
All right, I'm sorry. You read his. Yeah, I just think that's we just as you can see, you can talk about skin color and complexion, and that can last forever. But we didn't talk about the man thing. But I also think that's some of the teaching. I just know, thank God for exposure, that no man can produce any baby up in here. So to me, the woman to me is God, but that's just Londa. And I can have my own set of belief. I don't have to believe in other people's belief. Y'all can believe a man had to come with white skin so y'all could hear him. I wouldn't have been following that man. My mama wouldn't have been following that man. My great-grandmother, who was a slave in Fairfax County, Virginia, she wouldn't have been following his ass. Everybody was not inferior. Matter of fact, and I'm going to keep it all the way a buck because I have the record that when my great-great-grandfather, great-great-grand-uncle fought in his Civil War, on his enlistment record, it said that he was an African. He was not of color. And that was in like the 1800s during the Civil War. So I just feel like, though I have respect for man, I really do, but I know none of this shit can exist without women. None of it. If I was a mad scientist, as we have mad scientist stories, I would just try to recreate the sperm out of the man. That's the easiest thing you could probably do because you can't recreate that woman. That's like a whole science project. That shit would take you eons. But the sperm, just saying. But the trick of it is, a man told me, Mr. Dale McKinney, I can say his name. He said, until black men understand that we are not a patriarchal system, that That's not African. That's not the African way. That is not the African way. And I was like, huh? I know. He said, until black men figure that out, we're going to always be here suffering to a degree because we keep trying to lift men up who aren't worthy. See, women, our worthiness comes from what we do. The fact that we birth y'all. Because if some of us stopped in the middle and been like, I don't want to fucking do this, I don't want to do this. Enough of us are saying yes because we're here. No matter how many people they say get abortions, it's enough of us that come all the way to the other side. But if we was as selfish as men, none of us would really be here.
Mm-hmm.
None of us would. So you can't tell me the power of the woman. You just can't. You're not going to diminish that to us needing to be in. You need to teach me who I am, nigga. I'm teaching you who you is. You get to learn from my heartbeat when you in my womb. So
That
who
part.
God now? Thank you for the sperm,
That part.
but I got everything else. You got like one ingredient. I got everything else. That's fucking crazy. That's all I'm saying.
And brother,
That's why I know I can respect people, but I can't I can't drink the Kool-Aid. That's what the fuck I'm not gonna do.
and brother Jamil, I want to say to you, I appreciate you staying on this whole
In the dialogue.
Sunday sitting with sisters and engaging with us and dialogue. Um, uh, I think you are a very intelligent brother, and I appreciate you for sharing your knowledge with your 46 years in the Nation of Islam. But just your hope in Black people. I love that. I love that because far too often we do lose hope in each other. So I
What
appreciate you.
comment they
Facebook just
say
said I had to delete one of my
you had to
comments.
delete? Which
I don't know
comment
which
was
one it
that?
was.
I just gave you a star on one of them. Somebody said that was a good
That was Miss
dialogue. We did
Diamond.
have people over here
Yeah,
listening.
I appreciate it. Yeah. And Tiffany, I want to connect with you about your landlord situation. I remember we talked about that when Dr. Florina was there, just kind of see what the outcome was with that. Hey brother one going.
Oh, you can't say it again.
But yeah,
Okay, can you tell me what that comment was though, Javon? Because I want to know what the
and
fuck it
I don't
was. I be saying all kind of shit, but you know.
and maybe was it the Haitian voodoo about us being devils? Okay, got you.
Oh, see, I'm saying
Yeah.
that's why I don't say that. I just say devils within everybody.
I'm proud to be African. It seems like we want to be everything but Black. Yeah, that's what we were saying. Everybody want to be most people want to be everything but Black. But and Javon, you know I always appreciate your dialogue. Like I'm telling you, like,
Yeah,
yeah, you using the word Black and you
appreciate
you
that.
always bring an interesting perspective and you really doing the work. You got your forum, you got your, you really doing the work. You have clinic, you really do the work to try to sustain and advance Black people. So we appreciate you, Javon, as well.
Yes.
So I want y'all to think I'm just on here
Hey, let's
bashing.
be honest,
Just
Khadijah. Javon's one of
certain
the
shit
very
leave a
few
nasty
women.
taste in my mouth.
Yeah, Khadijah, you know Javon, and I talk about Javon a lot. In case you don't know this, Javon, I talk about you a
Yeah,
lot, Khadijah. Javon,
all
you're
the
one of the
time.
very few people like you, like you. You see what I'm saying? Because we haven't been around people like you that look like you who was about their life. They have always been weaponizing what they were against us.
Mm-hmm.
You
Real
know what I'm
talk.
saying?
Real talk.
Because
Cause I
I'm
am
black.
Black. Ain't nobody kicking me to the curb. You see my grandma, my Turner grandpa look the same. I ain't mad at you. I am not mad. I am not
We
mad.
know that, Jay. We messing with you. We get that. But I also feel like that's a real conversation. Like, like I was just watching this documentary on what's her goddamn name? Lena Horne. And Lena Horne talked about how the studios did that, like, and tried to use her against it was like Hattie McDaniel, like in terms of making her the standard because they didn't want to have Hattie McDaniel, but the only role she could get was being maids. See, we were talking earlier, but it could have been them two people right there. And we are like 50 years later, and we still having the same goddamn conversation about the maid
Shit,
and the
more than
fat
that.
black man, and then the BIPOC mulatto. And I'm using that word in particular because that's what they were calling the person, and them being in certain roles where white people were more acceptable of them. Until we had those kind of conversation, the overall system is always gonna play our asses. They're gonna always be playing our
Javon
ass.
said, "Bro."
Oh, I've been in so many rooms. I
Javon
try
said,
to.
"Bro, we've been in so many rooms where they try.
I know.
Are you gonna read it? What we doing here?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm
They
saying
tried
right.
to
I'm saying
identify
right.
with it. Okay, okay." And then she says, she got another comment. You know, I know.
Sorry. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. It's kind of like this is real, but I just feel like it is hard. Like right now, when I look at all these black um, TV stations, I don't see any dark skinned commentators. I don't see any dark skinned skinned commentators with meat on their bones. I see a lot of BIPOC people. I see a lot of mixed people, but I don't see full black people. And I feel like that's a real problem. And that is not divisive. It kill me up. It kill me because this is what we accuse white people of when we point out shit to white people, and then they say, "What are you talking about? We're all Americans." We be steaming like a demon. Like, how don't they see us? But when we're inside of black culture and people pull it out, then it's like, we're all black. No, the fuck, we not all black. No, we are not. And that's okay. Some of us are a quarter black. Some of us are an eighth black. Some of us are black on the weekends. Some of us could be half black. I mean, it depends on your kind of black. I'm talking about something that you cannot escape no matter how well I present myself and how I are educated. Motherfuckers don't let me forget that you're a nigga. Straight up to your face. You can't even get past the first goddamn base. Just saying. So I really appreciate this
And when you have
conversation.
to, and when you have to,
Of course.
when
Of
you
course, I
have
remember that
to
mixtape.
identify, when you have to, when you look a certain way where you have to clarify that you have black in you, we ain't talking about the same thing. I'm being completely honest. People can look at me and see I'm a black woman. They don't look at me to try to figure out if I'm a black woman. And that's the difference what we're talking about. That's why I don't watch shit on BET by Tyler Perry. It's always the light skinned girl to come save the day. The fat girl don't got a man, or the dark skinned girl, she's the dumb one. They got to come help her. I don't watch Queen Sugar. They got the one that came back from college and she the good girl and she had to come save everybody. She got the white daddy and the dark skinned girl with the dreads. She always got something wrong. No matter what show we watching or whatever, it's always the melanated, the heavily melanated person has always got to have something wrong with them. We can never be the brains behind it. We can never be the creator of something. Like it's tiresome. And it's get tiresome trying to explain that to black people. And then when you do and you state your truth, you're being divisive or you're hating against the BIPOC people. I don't even have what control I have to control what the fuck they get. This is just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in. I don't, nothing. So it's just my opinion. But sometimes they make heavily melanated black people feel like they crazy, and we're just telling you the experience that we have and what we
And they
witnessed.
don't want
Not
them
as
to be
long as you're in the
here.
United States, you're going to always be the N word. Yeah.
But some people have to be identified to be the N word. That's the point I think you just made, Khadijah. Because we have our little isms in the
That's
black
the point I'm making.
community, like we're all niggas,
Mm-hmm.
but not necessarily. Right now we have two black people running for the mayor of Sacramento. One dude I didn't even know the nigga was black. He's a councilman,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's somewhere assemblyman, I believe. And then the other person is cold black. She couldn't pass for nothing
She's
else but a
heavily
black
melanated
person, heavily. And this motherfucker is talking
yeah,
about his daddy black. Well, why you been in office all this time and none of us knew that?
and never mention your black people. He
Because
need
now
that
he
black
needs the
vote, so
black
now he
vote.
want to be
Now he
black.
needs the niggas to vote for him. So he think we gonna go against a heavily melanated, clearly woman living her black life person just to put his BIPOC ass in there. Because I thought he was a white man. But now he
Well,
wants to
he's been
pull this
living as
other.
a
He's been walking in the world as a white man all the time.
he's been living in the world as a white woman, just like the girl off Imitation of Life. That's what it make me think of.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden you want to be black. Yeah.
That's
You've
like
been
Meghan Markle.
identifying as a
Now she
white man
black.
all
I'm
this
like,
time.
well, wait a minute, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, oh, and her mom was clearly black, but I'm just saying we know you didn't walk in the world like that. We know that. So, hey,
Good night,
yeah,
J
we out of here
Bond.
too, Charles. We wrapping it up. Because this was a great show. I
It
enjoyed it.
was. Thank everybody for tuning in. Sister Bella's we missed you the last couple of weeks. So glad you're here. Tiffany, always enjoyable. Mariah Carey too, right, Tiffany? But thank you all for joining in. It was a great Jamil, I love you, brother Jamil.
Yeah.
And keep hope alive. No, I'm playing. And y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the dialogue. Thank y'all for all your comments and keeping in. And do something special for yourself because you deserve it. I holla, guys. Peace.
Bye.